Hi all, Chris O'Connor here again. Welcome back to our series, speaking to our wonderful DEEMS customers and people that have been using the DEEMS device and that have some experiences that they would like to share and that we can all learn from one another. So right now, I'd just like to say hello to Megan. Megan, introduce yourself and please tell us your story.
Hi Chris, lovely to meet you. I have listened to a few of your interviews before, and that's how come I came across the DEEMS device that you have created. It took a while to get here into New Zealand, but when I finally I got it on a Friday afternoon. I was working with some of my clients, but the moment I picked it up, it made my heart go completely crazy. It just jumped all over the place, and for 2 days I had crazy rhythms in the heart. It took me a couple of days to get used to it, and I was thinking, gosh, perhaps it's too strong for me. But straight away, that very first client was someone I've worked with for quite a long time now, a couple of years, and she's quite lovely, but she does have a lot of health issues. And the moment I held it up to her, and sort of probably about 2 or 3 feet away from her, just sort of aimed it at her third eye, and she's going, oh, I can feel it right through my body. And from then on, I just sort of used it with everybody. One of the nice stories was a farmer over this way had a work accident and broken his thumb. So he couldn't move his thumb, it was stuck out here and he couldn't move it across and he couldn't use it at all. So we were just chatting away, and I was, because I don't know much about it really, except for what I've read and my experiences with it. So then I just basically used it, and he could feel it straight away, felt it quite warm and tingly, and then within minutes he could move his thumb right into his. And then 2 days later I texted him and said, so how's it going? And he said, oh, the thumb's great. It's a little bit sore still, but I can use it completely. But the really good news is my knee's better. But then 2 days later, he also asked to come back because his other knee started to play up. So by the time he got to me, it was so swollen and red. It was bright red and really swollen. So it must have been about 20 minutes that I worked on his leg and his knee, and it went down completely. The redness was completely gone by the time he left. That was very cool. And another friend of mine who has stents in her legs because her veins had collapsed, and she had no feeling in her right foot. And at night, it was actually causing her a lot of pain. So she'd have to get up 2 or 3 times a night to walk around to be able to get enough sleep. So it was an evening, we were just having dinner, and I just worked on her foot through her shoes with her feet up. And then she said, oh, I can feel the tingling already. She hasn't had any feeling in there apart from pain. And then she said, oh, no, it's feeling amazing. And then that particular night, she didn't get up at all for the pain. I have to do a bit more with her because it's not 100%. But the other thing she was saying was, oh, and that improved my digestion just like that. So yeah, I've had some great responses. My own body, though, this is my usual over-treatment of myself. My bed is very low and it's completely wood, and the mattress is completely natural with no metal in it. So I put it under my bed and I'd just do a meditation over it. But one night I fell asleep. So I was probably lying over it for maybe 4 or 5 hours. And when I woke up, I thought, I felt shocking. I thought, oh my God, I think I'd rather die. Anyway, so I reached under the bed and just pushed it to the side of the room and went back to sleep. But I kept waking with it pulling on my neck, even though it was probably 4 or 5 or maybe more, 6 feet away. I could feel it drawing me. Wow. Pretty cool, really. I've really loved it, absolutely loved it. And my neighbour came over saying that when he was driving, he got really dizzy and he felt really weird in the head. So I just sort of worked for about 5 minutes around his head and said, oh, well, we'll have another try later on when we've got more time. And he reported that it made a difference just in those few minutes.
Wow. So that's wonderful. And so you work on people. I mean, is it through what type of therapy is it that you do?
I've got a biofeedback device, as well as I do hands-off healing and all sorts of other bits and pieces. I'm also a herbalist and run a herbal dispensary in New Zealand here, just a girlfriend.
Right.
So, I've been working with people for probably 30 years.
30 years. Yeah. So you've worked with a lot of different people then.
Yeah. No, yeah.
A few. So if you could just kind of tell us a little bit about how it is that you use it when you're actually physically using it in the moment.
I usually start off with their palms. They're sitting in a chair, just getting them to feel if they can feel anything. I have got a couple of clients that can feel absolutely nothing, so I'm assuming that they're really blocked. But mostly I start with the palms, and then depending on what's going on, I like using the palms and the soles of the feet, and then third eye, and anywhere really.
Yeah.
The other thing that was interesting is when I saw my neighbour again a week or so later, he was complaining of a rotator cuff injury. So I sat him in a chair in the middle of the room, and as soon as I got close to him, he suddenly went, "Oh my God!" And it must have jumped about, 2 feet, and hit him in the shoulder, right where it was hurting. He was just like, "Oh!"
Wasn't expecting.
No, but I wasn't really near him. Normally I'd probably hold it about, maybe a foot away, I suppose.
Oh, wow.
And it just depends which side I use, is just whatever I feel like.
Oh, well, it's all amazing though. I mean, because you get to work with, a number of different people that have completely different conditions.
The other very nice thing too is my work colleague, I hope she won't mind me saying this, she is very intuitive, and she's another herbalist and a practitioner, but she always complains that she doesn't see anything or doesn't get messages and things like that. So I at work, she's got a clinic out the back, so I get her lying on her table. And the first time I was using it, she's a Bowen therapist as well, and she just said, "Oh my God, the relaxation that this gives me is just beyond anything she's ever experienced." And then I turned it over at the top of her head, and she was just like, "Oh, all this light's just come into my body."
Wow.
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah. So she just loves relaxation. The puppy loves it as well. I've sort of worked on the puppy. The first time I actually saw stuff coming out of the puppy, had a little bit of a digestive issue, and I could just see energy coming out of her belly.
So it's just like unwanted or negative type of energy that would be pulled out?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's made any difference to the puppy's digestion. Certainly, he was fine. That particular puppy was fine. He enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, I'm told animals do like it, especially cats. They kind of, if it's available, they'll lay on it.
I've seen Alana's little black kitten doing that. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I do have one question for you, Chris, if I may.
Sure.
And I don't know whether you want to edit this out, but my concern is with graphene oxide and those things.
Yeah.
So I'm very sensitive to any client that has had, we've got Pfizer in New Zealand, and some of them are up to their 4th shot. And when I work with any of those clients, it affects me incredibly crazily. So I'm wondering if, being that it's possibly magnetic, is that sort of making it shift around the body? I'm someone that's already, had several of those injected in.
Yeah, so a lot of those materials can be reactive to magnetism, and it's just on a scientific level, it can pull things through the body, but there, that coupled with other cleansing detoxification procedures often can, help draw that stuff out. I don't have any research, or I don't have really any other people that have told me that it, so I can't really go there with that, but I can't imagine it would be harmful in any way with those type of things within our blood system. But the science isn't there either, so.
That's right. Yeah. So am I doing it right? Am I working okay with the device?
I mean, absolutely. You're using it correctly. Especially, it sounds like you're getting people that have such quick pain relief from it, then absolutely, that energy flowing through it and their body's doing what they're supposed to do. Naturally, you're just providing all that extra energy for them to actually, let your body heal. So absolutely, I think that, this is a big learning curve for all of us. And we all have a different path, and we're all doing different things within energy work. And we're figuring this out as we go. And I truly appreciate, you sharing what you found with it and how it's working for you, because we're all little piece of the puzzle. We're going to try to put it together. You're saying, and just definitely keep me updated on what's going on with you. As you can tell, the room's gotten a little noisy for the moment. So I probably will cut it short from this point, but we will definitely keep in touch. And again, I really appreciate if you have any last words for everybody who will be watching, any advice or anything that you can think of, please share.
Perhaps not fall asleep with it. Too much. But it's absolutely amazing. I love it, and I wish I could have those pyramid crystals as well, but so far I haven't found them on your site. So
yeah, we shut everything down for a few weeks while we're reestablishing. I'm rebuilding the shop to make things more efficient, and training somebody to be to help so we can be a little quicker on the getting things out. So we're just in that process now, and sometime in August we'll be back, and we'll let everybody know that we're back. So wonderful. But until then, thank you again so much, Megan. I really appreciate your time, truly do. And my heart comes out to you, thanking you for helping other people as well. It makes a huge difference right now. We need that here on Earth.
Very much. You're an absolute gem, and what you've made is so powerful.
Well, thank you. It's my absolute honor to be of service. So thank you, and we'll talk again.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.